Hey there, y'all. Welcome. Today I am here with a graduating client, my client Trish, and we're going to talk a little bit about her experience to give you some insight into how the program works and whether or not you think it'll be a good fit for you. So, welcome, Trish.
Hi there. Hi, everyone.
All right. So, the first question that everybody watching this video probably wants to know is, did you lose weight? And if so, how much?
Yes, I did. Over the 4 months, I did lose 17 pounds. Very happy with my success. And it was a gradual, about 1 pound a week weight loss, which was something that was very manageable and not deprived of anything. And really listening to the program and trying to do the weight loss based on the program and its tools and techniques.
Fantastic. Yay. All right. So take us back to where you were before. What were your concerns? What was going on? What led you to look for, well, you weren't actually looking for a weight loss solution, but what led you to be open to getting some support with your weight loss? Where were
Well,
you?
I always have been open to any healthy way of life. Uh, for many, many, many years, I've had done lots of different diet plans and been with nutritional coaches one on one, and they worked for the short term. And over time, life goes on and things change, stresses come upon you, and you just forget those diet plans and you go back to doing emotional eating, stress eating, and all of a sudden the weight is back on.
Mm-hmm.
So I happen to be looking online, YouTube for healthy ways to eat and exercises for women over, 40. And I came upon Lisa's videos and I was really amazed because I never thought about that approach, mindset approach to losing weight. And I said, let me look into this. I said, let me try this. It sounds interesting. And it was something I said to myself, I'm getting older. I have to do something for myself. My house, the kids are out of the house now, and I wanted to really concentrate on myself and do it for me. And that's
Yeah.
why I went into it.
So good. And it really sets up that quality of life going forward so you can actually enjoy retirement and enjoy as much as possible for as long as possible. So it makes a lot of sense. And I think you kind of alluded to this, but I think it's really important to state up front what I don't do. So if you're watching this as a possible potential client, whatever it is that you think I do, it is 100% not that. So there's no meal plan, there's no exercise plan, there's no logging your food, there's no reviewing the food journal. I don't do any of that. And I find that like blows people's minds because they'll say things to me like, "Well, I'm not sure that that will work for me because that's the only thing that's ever worked in the past." And my argument is if it had truly worked in the past, we wouldn't be talking. So it's an example of that all or nothing thinking that when I'm on the plan, I lose weight. And then when I'm off the plan, I go back to normal eating, which for, if you're the kind of person that quote unquote normal eating means gaining weight, I'm either all the way on the plan, I'm all the way off the plan, I'm either losing weight or I'm gaining weight. So this is a very different approach where we're trying to kind of change your identity, really. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like what changed for you in terms of who you think you're going to be going forward?
Well, the interesting thing about the program for me was that I did know deep inside that I pretty much was an emotional eater during stress. You helped me realize that my go-to would be salty, crunchy things, and it was definitely true. Do boredom or loneliness, that's when the goldfish or some type of crunchy snack would come out, and
Triscuits.
mindless eating, not really knowing that you ate that much, and then the next day realized it because you may have been bloated from the salt. So I knew where I was, and I never knew that there was a program that could really address why you're doing the emotional eating. And then from Lisa's program, you learn about situations through this model and your thoughts and how you can change your thoughts. And by changing your thoughts, you change your action and your feelings and your actions and the results. And I was really like, I never knew anything about that. I said, that's so crazy in all my years of living. I never really thought about there would be a way to change things. You could approach it a whole other way, change your thought, and then your actions change. And it's like, oh my God, that was so crazy. And it worked. It really worked. It was like, it takes time and practice, but there is a way.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really amazing.
Yeah. So for you, a lot of it was cutting out the emotional eating, the salty, crunchy,
Definitely.
and getting other tools like, oh, I'm having that feeling like I need something to make me feel better. Learning some other tools you could use in place of food. For most of
Right.
us, food is our only emotional management tool. It's the only thing we
Right.
know to do to make ourselves feel better, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. For me, I didn't identify as an emotional eater, but I tell
Right.
you what, when I tried to stop snacking, all the emotions came up when I didn't have a
Right.
way to.
Right.
So you
So
find
you're
another way
told,
to deal with the emotions. Yeah.
right,
Sorry,
by
go ahead.
keeping busy, by, doing something while you watch TV that's other than snacking. Maybe you can, I don't knit, but fold laundry or just do something, or just be in the moment and live with the feeling of like a little bit of restlessness, but then you'll get through it. And it's true. In a couple of minutes, it's over.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So here's another question that I get a lot. Without a meal plan, how did you know what to eat?
well, like I said, I think the program is great because with women over 40, I think we at this age know what's healthy. I know what's healthy. I know what's healthy. I've been on other plants, so I've had some knowledge about eating what comes from nature, fruits and vegetables, and if you want to be on plant-based or if you want, get your protein somewhere. So I knew that my problem was really just the snacking. I had to make sure I tried to eliminate that.
Yeah, yeah. So, what about is is there any situation you can think of, any sort of person who might be watching this and you're thinking, okay, it worked really well for me, but it's probably not for this kind of person. Can you think of an example of that?
Maybe a person, like you said, who needed someone to say what to eat, what not, like a nutritionalist. I mean, you don't tell me what to eat versus in the morning, noon, and night.
Mhm.
If I had questions about what I had problems with, such as snacking, then we talk about the snacks. But basically, we don't talk about calorie count and things like that. It's just eating healthy, don't overeat, eat when you're
Mhm.
hungry, and
Mhm.
noticing something like that and being more aware of your feelings,
Yeah.
what trigger hunger.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm with you. I think you're a woman over 40. A lot of times we say we don't know what to eat, but I think that's because the diet industry has us so confused and they like us that way. Because if we think we don't know what to eat, then we need to enroll in their program, we need to buy their meal plan, and then we just sort of like give over to that and blindly trust it. And so the way I always ask women over 40, most of us, I don't personally have children, but most of my clients raised kids. And I
Mhm.
would kind of ask them, like, okay, well, if your kid came to you and said, I want to eat healthier, what should I eat? What would you say? And they'll tell me because we almost all do kind of know. And then I'll say, okay, so why don't you eat that way? Dun, 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 right? And that's when all the drama comes up. And that's really my specialty is helping people figure out, okay, you know what to eat, but you're not eating that. Why? And
Right,
closing that gap so that you can eat the way you kind of already know you ought to be eating
right,
without a whole lot of drama. Now, again, an asterisk, like you said, there are some people who may truly not know, right? Like I felt like I had a pretty good understanding. Um, but I've done a lot of programs in the past, right? I worked with a registered dietitian and a nutritionist years ago. It did not solve my weight problem, but it did give me
mhm,
information and education.
mhm.
I've done, the Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, this high intensity boot camp. I've done a lot of things. So I did. So if somebody truly is like, vegetables are good for you, what? I thought ice cream was the key to health,
Yeah,
right? There are some people who either need that or just want that. And I'm not mad at them, but that's probably not a good client for me. I would say also anybody that has any untreated clinical depression, clinical anxiety. Now, if you're just a little sad or you're a little worked up, like if you're living in this day and age and you're not a little sad or a little wound up, you're not paying attention. But right, if it's truly clinical depression, clinical anxiety, it's not being treated, it's not being managed. That's not my area of expertise. You want a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a counselor, right? Somebody like that has more formal education, maybe somebody who has the ability to prescribe. It's also not for somebody that has a true eating disorder, anorexia, bulimia, something that's truly untreated, out of control. Those kind of folks, again, probably need a true mental health professional who has been trained to diagnose and treat those kind of people. But, you know, you think about it, just the regular, I saw a statistic the other day, something like 68% of Americans are obese, which if you add the overweight people on top of that, we've got to be talking about what, like 70, 80% of people who are overweight. Now, not all of those people are looking to deal with that right now. Not all of those people are able to pay for something out of pocket, but there's an awful lot of people, you know, and out of, like, let's say it's 80%. Out of those, there may be some that have something going on and need that formal mental health support. But a lot of those are regular people who are just kind of like I'm just a normal person and I just eat like a normal American. If you're a normal person and you eat like a normal American, you will be overweight or obese. Those are the people that I can help. You know, they say it's life coach school. Brooke Castillo says with weight loss, there's the math and the drama. Right? The math is like, eat a little healthier, some breaks between meals, you know, don't be constantly eating goldfish. That's the math of it. Get a little healthy movement. The drama is, but if I'm not managing my emotions with goldfish, how do I get through the day? Right? The drama piece is really where my training and expertise comes in. So anything else that you would like, or that you think it would be good for people to know about the program coming in, how it works?
I think the program, in addition to talking to you one day a week on the Zoom for 1 hour, Lisa has tons of videos and on YouTube, and I listen to them always. I'm a person that reads books on the topic. Lisa has tons of recommendations. Her videos are amazing. They just are reinforcing. I will listen to them forever. I need to have these things up here in the in the front of my mind to keep me motivated, to keep it going. And those I always turn to them. So I think that's a real plus.
Yeah, thank you. That's a really good point. Yeah. And so now some people are super busy, in which case 1 hour a week, a Zoom call, we get in there, we target specifically what's going on for you personally, give you strategies, teach you tools, help you address it. So if you're super busy, an hour a week, you will get results. But if you're like Trish and I are, and you're like kind of a super student, there's a lot available, right? Because I have all the videos that are here free on YouTube, all of my mentors, my teachers, the books that I've read. I have one client who says, I'm glad you've read all the books so that I don't have to. But if you're the kind of person who is like kind of a super nerd, and you want the extra materials, I think it does help, because what we're really doing is rewiring your brain, changing your habits, changing your patterns. And so the more that is reinforced, the better and more natural it becomes. And you're the A+ student. You've done a fantastic
But I have learned so much. I mean, it's so much about the body and about your feelings. Having a busy life, just never learned about that. I just never knew things were out there like that.
They didn't cover that in your CPA training?
It's amazing. So, and I find myself, I talk about it now because I like it. I can talk about it.
Super fascinating.
All good.
Super fascinating. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody watching. And thank you, Trish, so much. Actually, I did think of one other question. How do you feel now that we're finishing up? Because you did lose about 1 pound a week, every week, even with Halloween, Thanksgiving, the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, parties, restaurants. You were able to do that. But how do you feel about going forward on your own and continuing to get to your goal? Good.
I really do. I have the tools, as crazy that sounds. I really do. I keep them in the forefront. I have your videos. I have my books. I have my goals. I think it's really positive. It's definitely a way of life now.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
And so instead of thinking like, okay, I've lost the weight, now I get to stop and go back to
Oh
the way I
no.
used to eat. Now I'm off the diet. It's
Right.
no, this is who I am. I know what I'm doing. I know how to continue going
And you feel
forward.
better.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
You
good
feel
point. I
better.
wanted to bring that out.
You
Physically,
do
how do you
feel
feel?
better.
Yeah.
Your stomach feels better. It's not upset in the morning or in the night because you ate all this stuff, and
Hmm.
you know, you do
Yeah.
feel better, and that's a great feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of hard, I think, in advance for somebody else to believe, but that was a big part of it for me too. I just, because they tell you as you get to being older, you're just going to start to feel bad. And so in
Right.
my early 40s, when I was just like, didn't feel good, not a lot of energy, I thought, oh, this must be when it starts. But it's good to know that even, into our, not to like out you, but even into our 60s,
Right, right. That's
there's,
okay.
yeah, there's still a way to feel
Yeah,
healthier, feel better, feel younger, right? We're never going to, get back to the body of our 20s, but we can look good and feel good for the age we are. And I think that's really, honestly, that's the biggest piece of it. But I think it's hard until you're doing it to
right.
really believe that that's true. The wellness people
That-
always seem happy. And I always just figured like they were delusional.
and then just one other thing for everyone who's listening to this, Lisa is a wonderful person,
Aw.
a kind person. She listens. Her personality is wonderful. She's very open, funny, helpful. Never felt like I couldn't talk to her, and she's helped me a lot. And I'm really, really, really grateful. I'm very thankful.
Yay, fantastic. And you're getting all of this weight loss and all of this new knowledge just in time for a Florida vacation. So you're going to
Right. That's
be, yep, yep.
getting into those summer clothes.
Yeah, see how those shorts fit now. It
Yeah.
should be a good
Yeah.
time for it. Okay, so this time I really am going to wrap up. So thank
Okay.
you to all of you who are watching, and thank you so much, Trish, for
You're welcome.
transparently sharing your experience for others so that they know what to expect and can make the right decision for them about whether or not to move forward. And if you are watching this and you do want some help, lisaduke.net/schedule will take you to a page with a video, a little more information on my program, and a calendar so you can schedule a free one-on-one initial consultation. And follow this channel, subscribe so that you can keep up to date on everything new that's going on. So thanks, everybody. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Bye.